welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole Quilts. I'm Tessa, and today we're going to make a barnstar quilt. Behind me is an example of what one looks like. This is done in traditional colors and is about 60 by 60 in diameter and width, so it's a pretty good size wall quilt. You could probably add borders to the top and bottom and sides if you wanted to make it into like a twin size quilt or bigger. Today I thought we would try making it in some different colors and see how that turns out, something a little bit more contemporary. Alright, working from the outside in, this will be the outside border, this will be my star, this will be my next star, this will go around my center, and this will be my actual center. And one thing to note on this pattern, like I said previously, it will be available out on the Moda website under free patterns, and I'll put a link into the comments. You need to make sure you have a good 44-inch wide piece of fabric. If you don't have enough, because sometimes the prints aren't full all the way, there's a wide selvage, you're going to run short, so you need to buy extra. And yeah, it's really important. I found that out in my first one, that not all fabrics are created equal. So I wanted to go over the cutting of fabric 5 because it's extremely important with the directional fabric that it's cut the right way. Otherwise you won't get opposing points. Your points will be all screwed up and it won't look right. So I've cut a couple of 11-inch pieces of fabric, and I'm just going to make sure to get my selvage off of there. And then I'm going to cut an 11-inch section. Like that. And then I'm going to cut my first ones, and they will have to be cut from this corner to this corner, just like this. Make sure we're right on the corner. So that we get that like this. And then our next ones we're going to cut cut the next one, and on this one we're going to go this way, which is a little awkward, but let's see what we can do. Okay, just gotta get it lined up corner to corner, and we'll go like that. All the pieces are cut, and we're just going to stack them off to the side here. There's not a lot of pieces because all the pieces are very large in size, as you can see. I mean, we're working with 10-inch and 11-inch pieces, which is kind of nice. You just move them aside here. And the first part we're going to work on are these half square triangles right here on the outside borders, and pretty simple. We're just going to take the 11 by 11s that we cut out like this. We're going to put them face to face like this. Make sure they're even up. And we're going to create half square triangles out of them. Now there are a lot of methods for doing half square triangles, but I like to just go ahead and mark them and then just sew a 1/4 inch down the side of my mark. Here we're just stitching the half square triangles. I'm just stitching on the line that I drew the 1/4 inch on either side of the one that was diagonally drawn from point to point. For demonstration purposes, I'm not going to chain them. I'm just going to restart the other side, but you could chain them and it would get done really quick. There we go, all stitched. We're going to take it over to the cutting mat and we're going to cut right down this blue line, and we will have 2 half square triangles, and we'll just press those open. Now I know this is a little hard on the eyes, but I wanted you to be able to see where all these pieces went, all the half square triangles. So I went ahead and placed them into the pattern. You can see we've got 4 there, and then we have a solid square in here, and it comes together really quickly. The next part we're going to do is the center section right here. Our middle piece will be this black going in right there. I don't know if you can see that. Doesn't want to stick real well since it's fabric to fabric. And then we're going to build it out with some yellow by going around like this. And we're going to do that by folding this in half and creasing it. Make sure we have the half. Folding it again in half and creasing it. So then we are at the halfway point all the way around, and we're just going to go ahead and add our triangles, if I get them apart, and we're going to make it easy to find their center just by folding them in half and creasing it and then laying it point to point for the crease right there. And then we'll just sew a 1/2 inch here, or I'm sorry, we'll sew a 1/4 inch along the edge. We'll do this side, this side, this side, this side, and it will form this section right here. So here's the centerpiece. There was our 10.5 inch block there. I added the triangles to it. The next part is we're going to add the stripes on the side here, and in my case they're going to have this look, and then we'll we'll have this look, and then we will attach that there, so you'll get that going on, and it will go around all 4 sides of it, creating the centerpiece. Here are the side unit pieces, and they were made just by taking the 16-inch strips of fabric, folding them in half, creasing them. Same thing with the triangle, fold it half in half, crease it, match the creases up right there, sew it, and then it's pressed. Now we need to get rid of this excess off of it, so we're just going to take our ruler, lay it right along the edge so it's along there, aim for the corner here, and trim it off. Same thing with the other side. We're going to line up the corners like that, trim it off, and we have a nice triangle section for our corner block. The center unit is all complete, and so I pinned it up so you can see how it's going to look. And the next part is we are going to make these crown units that sit right here on all 4 sides, and then we're going to start sewing it together. So the crown pieces are done and have been fitted into place just temporarily. They look like this. And I've just got them pinned here so that you can see how it looks. And I'm going to go ahead and sew it all together so you can get a look at the final finished product. And voila! The quilt is done. All the pieces have been put together. I even went ahead and I added a 1.5-inch stripe border and then a 4-inch yellow border around it just to kind of finish it off. And here's how it looks. And now let's take a look at the other version of it. Since this is the more modern look, I went ahead and finished off the other one I had shown you earlier, and let's see how that one looks. So here is the more traditional looking one. I finished it off, added the borders. It's the one we started out with at the beginning. And I added, once again, the 1.5-inch border here, the 4-inch border here, and this is how it looks. I mean, it's a great pattern. It works with modern fabrics. It works with your traditional fabrics. So if you enjoyed this video and would like to learn how to make more of these kind of things, like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll be doing more of them in the future. I will also be adding in the comments section the link to where you can get this pattern, and you can see a lot of other free patterns.